Good evening, everybody. What's going on? Who's all in here? Jump in the chat and let me know who's all watching. M&L Radio Technology. Leroy's in the house. Guys, I want you to check out M&L Radio Technology. They'll be at a local ham fest near you, especially if you're here in the southeast. Go check them out if you're at any of the local southeastern ham fest. I believe Leroy told me he's going to be at Huntsville, so we'll see. Gary's in the house. Hey, y'all. Hey, well, howdy, y'all. How about hey, y'all? Either way, it works. Tommy B is in the house. Who else is here? Come on in here. Let me know who's all watching. Super chats are available down below. You see a little flashing light down next to the chat box. Those, if you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, that's the easiest way to do it. And we appreciate all the support. Want to shout out channel members? You can see those scrolling down at the bottom of the screen here. Soul Studios, KL4DDG. Berwin Rogers, both of them are on the technician tier as members of the channel. We have 3 different levels. It doesn't necessarily mean what license you have, but 3 different levels, tech, general, and extra. So they're both on the technician tier, and we are also thankful to Jason Lockwood. He's on the highest tier. He's the extra tier, so we appreciate Jason. Got Ken, KQ4 STF in the house. Good evening. Good evening, Ken. Brad Parker, KJ5HND is in the house. Good afternoons on, well, not quite afternoon for me anymore, but that's okay. That's totally okay. Definitely evening. We're heading towards 10 o'clock here. Rocketeer 915, KJ5HTO is in the house. Appreciate you. Rabbit says, sup, Josh? Sup. I got to do the thing, whatever. Mel Buckpit is in the house. KC, I believe it's supposed to be 1 VHX, here from rainy Boston. Boston, to me, is like the Seattle of the East Coast. It seems like it's always raining in Boston anytime I hear about it. Tracy's here, November 2, Lima Bravo Lima. I like that call sign. That's a nice call sign. Howdy, y'all. Tracy from New Jersey. Good to see you. So many of y'all interacting in the chat tonight. That is fantastic. And guys, I will remind you, we do a little thing called Play the Clip. If we get any super chat of any value, we do play the clip. So if y'all want to see a clip, you know what to do. Let's see here. What else is going on? Gary says North Carolina here, raining. I hear that. Didn't get any rain here today. Thank God. I'm so sick and tired of rain. So sick and tired of it. It's rained off and on all doggone week here in Tennessee. I've got to say, and I know I keep beating Dayton like a dead horse, but we were fortunate in Dayton. It didn't rain at all during Hamfest time. None. Had some rain overnight on Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Yeah, I think it was Saturday night we had some rain, but Hamfest was over by then. So that's all right. That's all right. So anyway, what's going on, y'all? No real agenda here tonight. We're just kind of hanging out. I'm going to drop into the Discord and see if any of my compadres want to come on in and hang out for a little while. Y'all let me know how this microphone's sounding. I just went and purchased this mic, and boy, if I get it closer to me, I sound like NBC News with Tom Brokaw or something like that. So anyway, let me know how this mic's sounding. Do I need to be closer to it? This one came with this stand. Traditionally my microphones have had the boom over the top of me, but I figured I'd try this stand and see if it's any good. House tone level, that kind of thing. Those are the things I'm looking for. So y'all let me know. I got some comments here. Oops. Well, let's go back to Rocket. We're not racketeering, right? Oops. Rocketeer 915 says no rain here in East Texas, but in forecast later this week. I'm sorry. Well, we'll get past it. It's about to be summer. Well, unofficially it is summer, but we're getting closer and closer to actual summer when it's dry and hot all the time. Leroy says, sounds good like that. Great. When you say like that, do you mean if I've got it closer to me, or do you mean when it's just sitting here on the desk like it is? Let me know. Rabbit says 5'9" on the audio. Tommy B says, sounds great. Morgan Hurtle. Hi, Morgan. Good to see you in here. Sounds good from here. Fantastic. Leroy wants to know more about the FCC band radios. I think we can get into that. I'm going to drop into the Discord here on the Ham Shack TV Discord. Now, y'all don't have access to this particular channel, but I've got, some of my admins and stuff have access to this channel. So we'll see if we can get some folks on with us here. We may open it up to you all. We'll see. Hang on just a second, guys. Almost there. Who else is here? 17 of you watching as of right now, so there's a few of you that have not jumped in the chat. All right. Just sent the invite out. We'll see if anybody wants to come on in here. Have any of y'all seen all this garbage about the solar flare and it's going to destroy it? Boy, I've got a gray hair right there. That's not good. Have any of y'all seen that? Any information about this whole solar flare thing? That's the video I'm talking about earlier. That the audio was absolute garbage, just absolute garbage. And this is my old mic, the old blue Snowball, and yeah, I think it kicked the bucket. It has one of these old school USB-B, I think maybe is what that is. And I think that this port is damaged. I've had this mic for about 5 years. It's done me good. But we got the Audio Technica now, and I've got a lot of experience working with Audio Technica equipment, so we're quite pleased with that. Let's see if I can find any information. FCC Chinese radio ban. So, guys, if you don't know, there's Hillbilly Ham. You want to come on, Hillbilly Ham? You're more than welcome. I dropped the link in the special channel there if you want to come on board with us. Let's see here. Chinese radio. So, what Leroy is referring to is there's some information that came down about the FCC banning certain Chinese-made, Chinese-tested equipment. And there's trues and falses to that. Did a video on it earlier this week. Basically, what the FCC has done is they are limiting, or they are stopping from here forward, allowing certain Chinese labs, or maybe all Chinese labs, I'm not sure, from certifying any kind of equipment that's going to be imported into the United States. What does that mean? That means your Baofeng, or some Baofeng radios and Hyteras and things like that, you're not going to see an FCC approval on them, which means they will not be Part 97 compliant. Are they going to come around and pick up your radio and take it? Probably not. Probably not. Can't say never. I mean, look what the administration has done with the deportation stuff. But that is exactly what they are talking about with this. We do know for sure some Hytera stuff is on the is in trouble, and a couple of others that I have never heard of, other brands that I've never heard of. Let's see here. Go back to the chat here. Hillbilly Ham Dave says, evening all. Good to see you, Dave. Again, you're more than welcome. Come on in if you want. You got the link in the Discord. Big B Views. Never seen you before in the channel. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Morgan says, sure, but solar flares happen all the time. HF has been pretty thin all this month. Don't I know that? It's 20 meters has been tough. I mean tough. And you're right. Solar flares do happen all the time. There is some post going around, and I showed this. I published this video earlier, but I'm going to show you this particular post that is going around. Please be aware that plasma cloud is said to hit Earth within this and 4 days. Bad English. That's already a bad sign. Remove all electric sensitive appliances, computers, mobile homes, etc. from the power grid and turn them off if need be. I would suggest using a less expensive or valuable equipment. Terrible English. Okay, let's just start dissecting this right off the get-go here. Sarah Sergoin. Okay, that's a strange last name, not sure. Secondly, the English is awful. A lot of this doesn't make sense. But let's be real, okay? The solar flare that happened has caused a G4 solar storm. And now if I remind you, and I talked about this in the video, I remind you that last year, right about this time last year, we had the G5 solar flare that caused Aurora Borealis, the northern lights, to be seen as far south as Alabama. And I think North Florida saw it too. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did. Anyway, that was a G5. That was a more significant solar storm than the one that is in progress right now. So, this is bull crap, y'all. This is just bologna sausage, bull crap, bull hockey, whatever you want to call it. Don't fall for this stuff. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's go back to the chat, see what else is going on here. Tommy B says, I have 2 drones I'd like to trade for an ICOM 7300. Mini 3 and Mini 4, both pros from DJI. Guys, this isn't a swap shop, but you know what? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. 2 drones for a 7300, especially the Mini 3 and the Mini 4. If you've got if you've got a extra 7300 on your hands, go for it. And Tommy, mine ain't up for grabs. I love my 7300. Don't blame me there at all. Dave says, give me about 10 minutes. All right, that's fine. No rush. We're just hanging out. Nothing formal tonight. Just hanging out, seeing what's going on. Mel says, I'm looking forward to the Aurora tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be pretty. I'm really sure. Unfortunately, here, I kind of saw it, but I didn't see it very well. There was a pink hue, a pink stripe through the sky, but it was weak. You had to really, really look for it. Morgan says, there is a list of bad labs and also a list of good ones. Okay, that's good to know. We're talking about the Chinese situation. And Adventure says, I hope I'm not too late. No, you're not. We've just got started. Don't know how long we're going to stay on tonight. Just a little impromptu stream. And for the main purposes is I'm trying out this new microphone. This Audio-Technica AT2020. And so far, y'all are giving me rave reviews on it. So I'm very pleased. It wasn't cheap. Oh, I like the way that sounds when I get close to it. Does it sound just as good there? There's Otis, I believe it is. N2 FET bought a new monitor and a TV. That's awesome. I really like the way that sounds. For $22. Wow. Wow, okay. So I'm going to adjust on settings here a little bit. I want to find a way to get this mic closer to me. But I sound like I'm on Audible here. Or you're listening to the Evening Drive on NPR. Or something like that. Oh, it's overdriven now. Okay, so If I'm close to it, it's overdriven. Okay, I've got a monitor in my ear. I'm also listening to it through my ears. So let me turn it over to here and see how I'm hearing it. Okay, I see what you're saying. It is very loud. It is very loud if I'm close to it. If I'm backed off of it, it doesn't sound bad, but I'm also hearing a lot of room noise. I can hear the kids' lullaby machine in the other room through it. Um, it sounds like a studio mic when you were closer. Okay, let me see if I can turn the input down a little bit. Bring it way down here. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Or if I'm backed away from it, does it sound like I'm in a hollow room? Because in my ears, it sounds like I'm in a hollow room, and I hear the air conditioner through my ears. I wonder if there's a way. Ooh, and you can hear me beating my mouse on the table. Wonder if StreamYard reduce mic background noise, stereo audio, and echo cancellation. See how that works. It does sound like reverb if when you're backed off. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. So I need to figure out a way to bring this thing back to life. This is my so I don't want to block myself. Stand by, y'all. I'm going to mute the mic here just a second while I try something different. It is cardioid. It is cardioid. Yep, and I boomed it. Stand by. So one thing I am liking about this, and look at how well that sounds with me just holding it in my hand. I'm not going to hold the mic too long, but in my ears, this sounds amazing. All right, let me mute it again. I'm going to put it on this thing. Stand by. All right, I'm unmuting now. All right. How about that? Oh, I've got a boom arm. It's right here. It's right here. It's a weird boom arm though. It's only a two segmented one. To me, in my ears right now, it's pretty loud. What do y'all think? I don't hear the AC anymore. Ooh, my pop filter fell off. Hang on. Okay, that's better. Okay, much better. Cool. Loud 599. I don't know if I like loud or not. Greg's in the house. Hey, Greg. Good to see you here. Guys, don't forget, super chats are available down below. That does certainly help the channel. And we're continuously upgrading equipment, trying to get y'all better stuff. So tell me if it's too loud. I need to know if it's too loud. I've got an adjustment I can do on it. I know in my ears it sounds hollow. It sounds hollow. Like, I wonder if there's anything that I can do with EQ and make it sound any better. I don't. I know StreamYard doesn't really have an EQ adjustment or anything. All right. What else is good, y'all? Haven't seen any other discussions here. We were talking about the Chinese radios and the issues that are going on with those. We were also talking about the solar flare, the solar storm, the fake news with that. Otis says, I have 4 TVs, 6 monitors, and 1 MacBook, and making it 11 TV monitors, TVs, and MacBooks. That's fantastic. Okay. Steve's in the house. KJ4 FAE, how's it going? Good. I got some bad news for you. You've probably already seen it in the Discord, or not the Discord, the Groups IO, but we're not going to meet face to face this year. Oh, I'm going to be in Ohio, or not Ohio, sorry, Maryland, during Field Day. So hate to say it, I'm going to miss Smarts Field Day, but never to fear, we'll be at the Chesapeake Bay. Yeah, we're going to be I'm going to make an appearance at the Chesapeake Bay Radio Association Field Day, which is in Port Deposit, Maryland. So all is not lost. Let's see here. Morgan says the hollowness is the delay in my cans. Sounds good. Okay, that's interesting. The delay has got to be just second, or not even a full second, probably a tenth or less of a second, because I gotta get used to that. I'm not used to this thing being down this low. But anyway, I'm not used to that. I'm also not used to hearing myself when I stream, but I did spend some time working in broadcast FM talk radio, and I did enjoy hearing myself then, so it's not unheard of. Steve says, no field day. No field day with you, unfortunately, or Smart. We'll still make a field day happen, but it'll be short. Let's see here. N3WER. Hey, Chris, you're here. Good to see you. Hey, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, maybe next time, Steve. We'll see about next year. Adventure says, does anybody know if the Z-Bit X is touchscreen only? There another way to input the frequency in the radio? That's a good question. It's a good question. Rabbit says, my neck of the woods. Well, maybe you could come to the Chesapeake, maybe see me. I don't know how close that is. Port Deposit's kind of halfway between Baltimore and Elkton, I believe. Otis, we'll go ahead and bring Dave in. Hey, Dave.
Hey, what's going on?
Otis is saying go buy a TV for $20 now at Goodwill or St. Vincent de Paul, everyone. Okay. Radio Man says hello. And Morgan says bro. And VFO. That's a good question. Dave, I don't know if you know much about the Z-Bit X. Do you know if it has a physical VFO, or is it touchscreen only?
I think it's got a knob on the VFO. I know 250 pounds of Jesus knows quite a bit about that radio.
You're not muted on my end.
You're not hearing me?
We had the same problem the other night.
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey, is that any better?
Bro.
Okay.
Rodney says limited radio time this coming week. Storms Tuesday through Saturday. New definition of sad ham. Well, at least it's a legitimate sad ham. Wait. Do you guys hear Dave? Is it just me?
Is this thing working? Hello?
Oh, I know what my problem is. So with this microphone, hang on. With this microphone, I can change it to where I hear just me. That's why. Now I hear you, Dave. Hey, Dave.
Okay, because I'm looking at StreamYard going into settings and it's showing the mic working. I'm going, okay, what's the problem?
Yep. New mic, y'all got to get used to it. I didn't realize what was going on. I was completely eliminating all computer sound and only having myself in my ears.
Well, that could be nice for videos.
Yeah, it is. It is. So what did I miss? What were you saying about that ZBitX? Do you know if it has VFO?
I think it has a knob on there to operate the VFO. I don't know a lot about it. I know 250 pounds of Yesua. He's actually doing a live stream and a POTA activation with it right now. But I've looked at it, but don't know much about it.
Okay. Yeah, he told me he bought one of those up there at Dayton. So. Now I'm hearing some HF. Is that coming from you or is that on my end?
Oh, that's probably me. Hold on.
It ain't bothering me. I just didn't know where it was coming from.
It's actually my headset you're hearing.
Now it's gone.
Yeah, because I was playing the bands after the sun went down opened up, so I was actually playing some radio tonight.
I was here. I went up to Knoxville. That's about 20 minutes from me to pick up this mic at Guitar Center. That's mistake one, I know. Before anybody gets there and says that, but nothing else was open. But I was listening to 20 meters driving over there, and right as the gray line went over the top of me, it opened up. You could hear, I was hearing several Canadian stations and a couple out west.
Hey, I play guitar and I still go into Guitar Center, so it's not the best, but it's what I've got locally. If I got time to wait, I'll order from Sweetwater.
Yeah, that's for me. Video, I only use B&H typically. B&H Photo Video from New York City.
We got a B&H here in town.
Do you really?
Yep.
Remind me where you're at.
Springfield, Missouri.
There's a B&H in Springfield?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I thought they were only in New York City. Anyway, them for video and that kind of stuff, and I use Sweetwater for audio stuff. Yep. Sweetwater's great.
Yeah, and if you go to Musician Friends, just to let you know, it used to be its own company, but Guitar Center owns Musician Friends now.
Yeah, I think I heard about that acquisition. Otis says go break a TV. Nah, I don't want to. Unless it's junk, then I'll break it. Let's see here. Adventure says, I wish more of these HF rigs would allow some sort of keypad entry like Kenwood's. You know, he's got an interesting point because you look through rig pics at some of the older rigs and they have the individual buttons for each band. I mean, you even see that in HRD, but a lot of these new things, 7300, 991, they've gone away from that for whatever reason. But about the ZBitX, considering your vision impairment, I don't know if that's the best option for you or not, because I don't think it has like a speech thing, something that tells you what frequency you're on. So depending on the severity of the vision impairment, that's probably that might be an issue. Otis is reminding everybody about World Radio League. Go check them out, guys. I think you're going to like their logging. It's fantastic. And then we've got a bunch of random stuff here. Cow with tiniest horns, or tennis horns, something like that. I like being stupid. Somebody has hijacked him, I have a feeling. And then Adventure says, a blind operator has no idea where he is, no frequency readout. Yeah. ICOM's, I don't know about the other rigs, but ICOM's your best bet when it comes to if you have a vision impairment and knowing where you are on the dial, because it'll talk to you. Dave says everybody hit that like button. That's good. That would be helpful. That's gets it out there. It makes that that algorithm work. Is Josh still going? I haven't even looked in on him yet.
He's not doing an actual live tonight. He was on a plane. He must be headed to Hawaii.
Lucky dog. Well, let me give everybody a little update on things going on around here. Nothing is official yet, but we are looking for a new house. Brand new QTH for us. So we haven't. We signed. We officially appointed our realtor today. Our house isn't listed yet. The process that we're trying to go through is we're going to find what we want first and then put our house on the market because we don't want to be homeless in that process. But we're not in any hurry. We're just casually looking, but we've outgrown this place, and I'd like something a little less noisy with RF too. Well, Dave, what have you had going on today?
Oh, doing some work around the house, taking care of some stuff for the wife. She wants to get some gardens set up. And then tonight, it's the end of my vacation, so I ain't doing a whole lot. And tonight I decided tried to play radio this morning. Bands weren't very good. And then tonight it opened up, so I played radio for a little bit.
It's good. Just do all voice or
yeah.
Yeah.
I need to pick CW back up, but I'm so far from been using it that it's not. I mean, I sit and listen to it now to start training my ear again, but to actually do it, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I know. I usually like to operate FT8, but I can't do it right now for some reason. So I have the weirdest setup. Y'all know I run Mac, but I have parallels on my Mac. So any of the ham stuff that's Windows only, like HRD or stuff like that, I run on the Windows side of the machine. And all of a sudden, it don't want to work. It's keying the radio, but there's absolutely no audio coming out. Don't understand it. So anyway,
did Mac do an update?
Parallels had an update, but here's the difference, Dave. I do CW. I cheat and use Digital Master 780 for CW, but that side works. So it's passing audio, but for some reason it's not passing audio out of JTDX. And I have checked the sound card settings to make sure they're right in their USB codec. I don't understand it.
Well, I know sometimes Windows will actually, even though you've got it set right in WSJTX, sometimes with Windows it changes the default, and I got to go back in and reset it back to the true default. Otherwise, it don't work.
Yeah, it's funky. Morgan says move out to the country. I have S1 or less on all but 10 meters. I'll tell you one thing about this area where I'm in now. 20 is noisy. It is so noisy. 40's not bad. 80's quite noisy. But I've got mixed feelings about the country. I kind of like to go out there, but on the other hand, too, there's a lot of expenses living in the country. Fire department subscription, garbage service, all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of got mixed feelings on it. Adventure says every bit of a Kenwood is accessible. On an ICOM, the S meter and the frequency after you've chosen a frequency but not before works. On a Kenwood, everything is accessible. Interesting. I've never played with Kenwood HF equipment, so I don't know what it's all capable of.
I personally am a huge fan of Kenwood. I feel it's the best. I just can't afford it.
Yeah. I remember when I first got in the hobby 15 years ago, I did not have a favorable opinion of Kenwood because I thought it was cheap equipment, but apparently I was wrong.
Oh no. They definitely um we need a new video. Oh, I wonder what that's about. um Definitely not cheap. They don't put a lot of radios out, but people have to realize that Kenwood makes their money on the commercial side.
Oh, yeah.
But they make their ham radio equipment just the same quality as their commercial stuff. That's why the new D750 mobile, I'm glad they're waiting to work all the bugs out. I think they've already gotten their approval. Um, they don't want to release it yet because they still have found bugs that they want to get worked out. Because that radio has definitely piqued my interest.
Oh, the D750.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty at Dayton. I was drooling, but I ain't
I,
spending
I
$1,000 on a VHF UHF rig.
well, and yeah, I'm waiting to see what the price is. I know with like the FT1X, my buddy got the field one, so
Yeah.
I actually had it in my hands today. A week from tomorrow, we're gonna go out and he's gonna play with my Hex Tenna, see if that's what he wants for that radio, and I'm actually gonna do a video on it. I'm kind of sold on that radio, even with the firmware problems that are in it right now. Because they'll fix those. Yaesu is famous for having 100,000 beta testers. It seems like every radio they've come out that's got firmware in it that's SDR, you've had to get updates to fix it. They'll get it fixed. They've already come out with one firmware update. But just listening to that, because for my days of playing in bands back in the 80s, I've messed my hearing up. So even with my 710 with the AESS, I've got to crank it to hear it. But his radio today, I just barely turned it up. And with the way those two speakers are, in the little bit of time that I played with that radio today, I know the other night I'm not too sure about that radio. Even at the price that the Optima is, I think I want that radio for my portable radio.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. There's not many radios that come on the market brand new that I'm just like, oh, I've got to have that. And maybe I'll warm up to that Optima. I don't know. The Flex is the only thing that I've seen that I'm like, if only I had the capital.
Oh, believe me, that I feel the same way. I mean, everybody can talk about, the Elecrafts are nice, and all that, but by the time you buy the amp and the radios for the Elecraft, you're going to be spending way more than that bottom Aurora. And I mean, yeah, I'd love to have the SO2R in one unit for contesting, because I want to get back into playing contests, but I don't need that. So the price of that 510 at what was it, $6,400, something like that,
$61.99, I believe,
for a 500-watt radio with the power supply, everything in it, in an 18-pound radio that they put a key on it, a CW key, and keyed it down for 9 hours, and that radio stay cool. They found something.
Yeah, they had the little infrared flare or whatever it is, the temperature thing up there, and yeah, it was amazing. No heat.
When they went to pack up Sunday, they said the dummy load they had to shut it down early because the dummy load was so hot they couldn't pack it up, so they had to shut it down early so they get the dummy load to cool off.
Let's see here. While I'm late in the chat here, I'm gonna skip over those just because I'm not sure what's going on here.
There's that one where he says Yaesu has the best receiver, Ventures in Blind Videography. I agree with him. When it comes to their receivers, that's why they've got 3 of the top 3 radios in the top 5 in Sherwood. And I wouldn't doubt it if they get 4 of the top 5 as soon as Sherwood gets a hold of the FTX1.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that
he is right. Accessibility, they do not make radios that are friendly for blind hams.
The only argument that I could make there, and you're right, you're 100% right, as far as it depends on the severity of the vision impairment, because there's some folks that they're not, totally in the dark. They can, they can get right up on the screen and see it.
Mm-hmm.
So with the 991 doesn't do it, but the 710, the DX10, the 101MP, all those, they have that exterior, what is it, the video output or whatever that you can hook up a monitor to. That's helpful for them for sure.
It is, but the ones like he's talking about, the ones that needed talking to him,
yeah,
Yaesu does not talk to him.
Correct. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, and that's really one of the only, between that and the menu, that's where they missed the mark. Accessibility and the menu.
Did ham radio with N2FT get hacked?
That's kind of where I'm. Okay. We're going to do some stuff here. Well, I didn't want to ban him. I just wanted to put him in timeout. Because I need to talk to Andy. Because Andy he was saying all kinds of stuff that made sense and was good the other night. And then all of a sudden tonight, he keeps talking about TVs. I need to, but we gave him mod privileges too, and that's a problem. That's a big problem right now. Everybody under the sound of my voice, if you're watching this video, do not click on any links that are coming from N2 FET. I'm about to fix his red wagon right now. I'm sure he's hacked.
He has to be.
It's not. I don't think it's him. It doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm going to take away his mod status too. I thought he was being silly for a while because he was going off about talking about being goofy and literally calling himself goofy, and then started talking about autism and ADHD, and that's what started making me confused and concerned. Yeah, Dave is on StreamYard with me. So what I can do is I can drop a link to anyone, and they click on that link, and it's very similar to how Zoom works. If you've ever been in a Zoom meeting, yep. All right, FET's gone. I'll talk to Andy about that.
Yeah, because I just went and looked at his page, and a day ago he put up a video why I won't stream for a while.
I wonder if he's in the Discord. Do you know if he's in the Discord or not?
I don't know.
Yeah, I started seeing a link to eBay, and that's a red flag. I'm just going to message Andy.
Mr. Dragon SPX N2 FET.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I found him. He just messaged me on Discord and said he's not hacked. He just loves TVs and monitors. Okay, please forgive me.
Okay, so that was him. Really?
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm wondering if his Discord's hacked too. Anyway, we're yeah, this chat is interesting. I'm gonna message Andy and see if he can get in touch with him, because supposedly Andy's pretty tight with him. Guys, sorry, didn't mean to bring y'all into the drama here, but I'm just concerned for him. Something's Not right. All right. Let's see. What else are we missing here in the chat? Rodney says, I believe he is. Okay. Yeah, something's not right. This was not how he was acting the other night. So, anyway, moving on. Let's talk about radio. We're not going to do a coffee house moment here, or not coffee house, clubhouse. But that's why we have mods. That's why we have mods. So I don't know if any of our other mods are in with us tonight. That's all right. Let's see.
Chris is in there.
Oh yeah, Chris is in here. Yeah. We were talking about contests. So I like contesting myself. Matter of fact, and I did pretty well in the sweepstakes, the single sideband sweepstakes back in November. I actually somehow came in second place in Tennessee, and I think fifth place Delta Division. I don't know how I pulled that off, but single sideband sweepstakes is fun. I do the international digital contest, field day, of course, and then the Tennessee QSO party. Typically, those are my four big ones.
Yeah, I try to do at least guaranteed the Missouri QSO party. Then of course I like to do the special events, 13 colonies, Route 66, and I think I'm gonna try and do the Lewis and Clark one this year.
Yeah. Oh, and 13 colonies too. 13 colonies is coming up in the next few weeks.
Every year. But those really, I mean, they're a contest, but they're more of a special event than they are a contest.
Okay. We're gonna put a stop to this.
He's saying it is just me, trust me.
I don't buy it. We're going to put him in timeout for now. We're going to do it for 24 hours so we don't have to circle back on this. If it is you, I'm sorry. But we've got, I just don't want to take any chances here because we've got links being shared, and that's a way to get somebody else hacked really fast. Andy texted me. That's why I haven't texted him back.
Oh, I figured he'd wind up jumping in, even though he said he wasn't going to, just like the other night.
I know. I'm going to bed. I'll see y'all later. And 5 minutes later, hey, I'm back. Are you doing anything for Field Day, Dave?
Yeah, our club. We've actually got a W0A special event call sign. We'll be taking our trailer out. We go out and set up usually at a elementary school, and we operate for all 24 hours, portable.
Cool.
So yeah, I was actually going to work on one of the laptops for the Go to station. So if somebody wants to see CW or they want to see FT8, and I think when I was going through a mad house of cleaning the shack, I threw the charger out for that laptop. So I had to order a new one from Amazon. It'll be here Monday. But we got this laptop donated to us. It's actually got some RT System software already on it. But we're just going to set it up for the Go to station. Because we usually run 3 stations plus a get on the air station.
Yeah. So you're a 3 alpha plus the
Yep.
Go to?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, and with us having the special call sign for the event, we can actually run the Go to station under our club call sign of K0NXA.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Like I said, I usually participate with Smoky Mountain Amateur Radio Club, but wires got crossed with that calendar this year. We we typically do a 4 alpha or a 5 alpha plus Goda. I think this year they are doing a 4 alpha, if I'm not mistaken. But we've tried a few different sites. They're trying a new one this year, so like I said, I won't get to see how it was this year. Adventure says we have a great field day planned here in Conway, Arkansas.
He meant Arkansas.
Yeah, that's why I jumped past it there. Little Braille keyboard causes some weird typos. I'm sure it does. Just like the tiny keyboard on cell phones, you ought to see some of the weird text I send sometimes. And that isn't even the keyboard. That's autocorrect jacking it up.
Yeah. I turn my autocorrect off, and every time Android does an update for some reason, it turns it back on.
Yeah. We've got an inside joke with my Skywarn team. One of our coordinators, his name is Brandon, and autocorrect changed him to Barn Door one night, so his name is Barn Door. Our head coordinator, his name is Greg. It changed it to Garg, so he's Garg permanently. We've got another one of our assistant coordinators is Jordan. Well, let me take you back to the 90s here. It corrected him to be Jordash, like the old jeans from back in the day, or was it tennis shoes? Jeans or tennis shoes? Girls wore them, I know that. So, yeah, it's silly. Adventure says, yep, you're right. You should try typing on an Apple Watch. Now that's a little keyboard. Well, it's funny you mention that because I run an Apple Watch here. And honestly, it's easier for me to do the right on my Apple Watch when I need to type. Okay, Incept, let's stop with that for now. Please don't write any more political. We'll have to do some things if that's the case. But anyway, I usually just use my finger and write out what I'm going to say. That's the most handiest thing with the Apple Watch. But I will tell you, if we're talking about tiny keyboards, the Spec 5 Spectre, and I love my Spec 5 stuff, all of it. It's great stuff. The Spec 5 Spectre, I think I showed you guys that in a video. I don't have it with me, but it's in my office at work. Basically what that is a tiny cell phone attached to a WizBlock or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of the old Android phones.
I mean, it's tiny. It's maybe like that right there. Tiny.
Yep.
Try typing on that on the Meshtastic app. It's so hard. That is, and that may work for some people. I bet if you had a stylus, it would be great. I hardly ever use that device because it's so small. It's so small to type on.
Well, even like the T-Dex where it's the old BlackBerry type. I hated typing on those keyboards. Everybody loved their BlackBerries. I hated them.
Yeah, I was a BlackBerry guy. I remember that. That was
my
first smartphone.
Mm-hmm. They worked. They were great. If BlackBerry would have done it right, they probably wouldn't have been destroyed. But that keyboard, it's worse than typing on my Samsung 20 right now.
Yeah. Andy's giving me a little reassurance here about what's going on, so that's all right. We'll let that kind of fizzle down. Rodney says K5 Cal. Nice call sign. I like that. K5 COW Club. 5 Alpha in Trinity Park in Fort Worth, Texas, next to the zoo. He's the Goda controller. W5HRC is 4 Fox at Hurst EOC. We'll try to do time on both. That'll be awesome. Yeah, guys, that's a great topic for discussion here. Jump in the chat and let us know what your field day plans are. Thanks for sharing that, Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney, I'll have to see if we can try to get your stations down there.
Yeah. Adventure says I have to use the little QWERTY keyboard on my watch. Gotcha. And then Rocketeer says, love my Galaxy S20. Oh, here we go. We're going to get into this Apple versus iPhone argument, aren't we?
Nope, I won't get into it. My problem is um, programming. I don't have to pay Android to put it on if I'm giving it away for free.
Yeah,
If I'm giving it away for free, I still have to pay Apple. I got a problem with that.
yeah, yeah. I'm all Apple. Everything everything I've got is Apple, with the exception of running Windows on Parallels. Well, and that Spec 5 Spectre, that's an Android, but
Yep.
I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's a de-Googled Android.
yeah, yeah. You can Google it though; it'll do it. Um, I just have never turned any of that on. Brady says going to smoke a brisket on a local park and work some CW field days. So are you going to be one alpha there, Brady, or one? No, I guess that would be one delta. I think an individual's delta, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the call is if you're working from home. I can't remember if it's one delta or.
All right, Ansep, you got your warning. Out you go. Boy, we getting some wild stuff in here tonight. No,
Okay.
operating a club call. Gotcha.
Ah,
Yep. So you will be one alpha or one something anyway. Rocketeer says, nah, me either. It is what it is. Adventure says they're having brisket. I believe it's supposed to be Russellville at their field day. What time, when, and how do I get there? I'll be there. I'll do it. Adventure says about 30 minutes from him. That's cool. That's cool. So
that's only about 2 hours for me
there you go.
because I know exactly where Conway, Arkansas is.
Yeah. We, Smoky Mountain, we've done a couple of different things. There was a whole debacle about 3 years ago. They didn't plan food until the very last minute. They just didn't think about it. And we usually feed about 100 people, on field day. And we ended up using Buddy's Barbecue, which is a barbecue chain. There's probably about 100 of them here in East Tennessee. And Lord have mercy, that was expensive. Never again will we do that. So the very next year, I became field day chairman, and I said in January, I said, we're doing burgers and dogs, and that's it. And it's worked like that ever since. We're not overcomplicating this food thing, but yeah, last year we did burgers and dogs too. Let's see here.
Yeah, Adventures in Blind Photography. You said you got some friends up here in Springfield. I know where that Lambert's is there in Ozark.
Are we talking about the same Lamberts that I think we're talking about?
Yeah, home of the throat roll.
I've never been. I want to go bad, but I've actually got one of their cups here that we somehow probably a yard sale or something like that got over the years. But
Two of them. We got two of them in Missouri.
And the other one's in Foley, Alabama, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta go at some point. I hear it's delicious. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Brady says me and him stayed way too late at Kodak, Tennessee for our first field day. That was with Sevier County Emergency Radio Service. I remember that. We operated Whiskey for Whiskey. Oh, I'm glad I said Whiskey for Whiskey. I have to. I need to talk to Greg about that. I am supposed to get a 1x1 for the GOTA station, and I'm the this particular call sign's club trustee, but I'm not going to be there, so I don't know if they can use. I don't know. I got to talk it through. Dave says, "Are there friends? Are your friends hams? Okay."
He said he knew some people up in Springfield by me.
Yeah. W0UQJ Kelly's in the house. Hey, Kelly, welcome in. Late to the game? No, you're never late. You're never late. We're just hanging out.
All right, Brady, you're gonna make me go to the kitchen.
Adventure says nothing wrong with burgers and dogs. It's wonderful. Yes, it is, especially if they're done right. Now, if they're burnt, that's a problem. He also says they throw rolls at you. I've been to the one near Dave, and there was the one in Foley. All right.
They do seriously throw the rolls across the restaurant.
Yep, I've seen videos. If I ever get down there, I'm going to film in there. I got to.
They bring around what they call the pass arounds. That all of these are free, so you can actually fill up on pass arounds before you even get your dinner.
Yeah, I've heard if you leave there hungry, something's wrong.
Yes, we always take something home from there.
Brady said, "Did someone whiskey? Did somebody bring whiskey?" Or
I think he meant to say, "Did someone say whiskey?"
oh,
That's why I said he's going to make me go to the kitchen.
I still can't get past that CC that Vance brought down there to Jason's campsite. Boy, that was good. It's so good. Adventure says if you're blind, they will count 1, 2, 3, and then throw it at you. That's cool. It's nice to hear when people are thinking about stuff like that. How they can, I don't want to use the I word, but inclusive with stuff like that. So, well, what else here? Adventure says yes, it is.
I saw you put that video out earlier today about the Chinese labs.
Yeah, that's
it's a list. Everybody's panicking that they're gonna ban the radios. It's just it's certifications. They're what wind up happening is the companies will start sending their equipment to other labs to be certified. Yep. They're not going to stop. They're making too much money.
Yep. And apparently the lab that Balfang uses is okay.
Yep.
I get.
Yeah, because it's only certain. It's what's the labs that were on those lists that they have.
How did he get back in there?
Outlawed. Huh?
How did he get back in there? Adios, inset. Let's see here. How do I get rid of him altogether? See if that works. All right. Anyway, sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
I lost my train of thought.
Talking about the
list. Yeah, it's only what's on the list is what they have shut down and not approved anymore. But the funny thing is, Hytera just settled that lawsuit with Motorola, and now their own lab's been shut down.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. No, they're not going to come around and pick up radios. They're not going to do any of that. It's just they're either going to send them to someone to some other place that's on the good list, or we're just going to receive stuff that's not Part 97 compliant.
Well, see, and the thing is, everybody tries to talk about how ham radios have to be certified. It's only amplifiers that actually have to be certified for ham radio.
Right.
There is not actually a certification for a ham radio. GMRS and that's all different. Amplifiers, that's what what Yacy was actually waiting on that field stuff because they wanted to release it all together. They were waiting to get their certification on that amplifier. Yeah. That's why when John let that deal out about the FCC showing the certification on that SP1A, that's what had to be certified. Everybody thinks that when they start screaming, ham radio's got to be, no, that's what this hobby's all about because we can build our own radios. We don't have to go get them certified.
That's the original purpose of amateur radio is to build your own stuff. If it was still like that, I probably wouldn't be here if I'm being honest. Everybody knows I'm a utility user, but
like we talked about Thursday night, Josh, it don't matter if you're an appliance operator as long as you're getting out there having fun. And like the guys that I work with, that they appliance operators. I'll explain stuff to them so they understand why they should do it, so they'll destroy their equipment. But I'm not going to force them to be engineers. I'm not going to force them to know this other stuff. I
Yep.
just want them to get in the hobby, enjoy the hobby, do everything the right way, but do what you want to do.
Yep. Yep. But anyway, yeah, it's the more people get into it, the more it is turning towards the appliance operator. So,
And Ventures and Blind for Videography, good night if you're still there.
yes, I forgot to say that. I saw him in there. I threw it up, but never said it. Yeah, good night. Let me hit some of these here. Racketeer. I keep calling him Racketeer. I'm trying to send him to prison for racketeering, apparently. Rocketeer. Lambert's is a great place to go. Never forget when my 8-year-old son at the time caught several rolls. It was awesome. Now, what would be really talented is if he caught them with his mouth. That'd be cool to see.
I've actually seen a guy do that at the one here in Ozark.
Oh, wow. It's probably not easy because those things bounce. Brady says, what are we
good night,
drinking?
M&L Radio Technology.
See you, Leroy. Good to see you, buddy. Brady says, what are we drinking at Huntsville? I'll have some scotch. It's a good question. I'm sure just like at Dayton, the England will be flowing up there.
There is no telling what will be being drunk at Montesano.
I went up there. Brady was up there. Brady wasn't part of the YouTuber crowd, but he was up there staying. Greg Stewart, that was in the chat, was also up there. They were drinking whiskey around, things like that. Jason and them were there, but his campsite was packed. Oh. And I was new to the scene. I wasn't going to stop and put myself in the middle of that night, but I'm camping literally across from him this year. So,
yeah, I plan to try to make it to Huntsville. I don't know if I'll make it up to Montesano because we'll come down. We'll leave Friday, and I'll get up there and be there for Saturday, and then we'll be cutting out Sunday to come back. So I don't know if I'll be able to make it up to the park.
Yeah. We'll see. I love Huntsville. I can't miss Huntsville every year. It's such a good fest. Let's see here. What else here? Rodney says yummy scotch. Brady says going to be CW balcony portable from Disney World in late August.
See, that's why I want to get back into CW.
Because you can set it up anywhere.
Yep. Well, like last night, or earlier tonight, I was watching WD4 Dan. He was doing it, but his live stream, he was doing a lot of CW. So it's just it's something that for POTA activations, CW, you can usually make them real quick. But it's just another mode that I want to do because I do the digitals. I want to get back into PSK 31 and stuff like that. But it's just another mode. And when I first got my license, I was up to almost 13 words a minute. That was 30 plus years ago. Because I came, like I said, I came in as a techno code. So I didn't even have HF when I got my license. You had to do 5 words a minute and become a Tech Plus to get the HF 10 meter portion of the band. So I figured I was just going to go right past that to general. And then, like I said the other night, I ran into what I call Sat Hams, telling me that's not, well, I got told point blank, you're a techno code. You're not a real ham operator. You didn't do the code.
Yeah.
And then I got told, you can't do it this way, do it that way. And no, I'm going to do ham radio the way I want to do it. And then with my family and stuff, I stayed involved by myself, but didn't get involved in clubs, or I went to a few field days. I'd go to a field day and I'd run into those Sad Hams and off I'd go. Because it was either that or go to jail for getting in a fight.
Right.
Raising kids, I figured it was better to leave.
Oh, yeah. Always better to turn the cheek and go elsewhere if you can help it.
Yeah, Brady, you're right. It's double points at field day. We get a guy that he's been a ham for 60 plus years. He comes out, we let him do the CW because nobody around, even the guys that are good at it, can keep up with him and make the contacts he does. So we just let him handle it for the double points.
Yeah, well, that's speaking of field day and how all that works. That's my struggle with field day. I am an extraordinarily competitive person. Like I love competition, and that's why I razz Tank and Jason and Josh and all them all the time because I'm competitive, friendly but competitive. But I get so frustrated at field day, especially when we're running a 4 or 5 alpha, and I see radios not being used.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can maybe understand the overnight hours going down to one operator, but we're sitting around drinking coffee or soda and talking about stuff non-related. Pick up the mic and call CQ. We need to win.
Well, I wound up leaving early last year for our field day because my daughter was up in St. Joe and she'd come out from California. So we went up to spend the week with her. She was working, but each night we could spend time with her and stuff. So we left early because I had to leave out Sunday morning. Well, I guess when I left the GOTA station, people started trying to activate on that.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years, we haven't, except for overnight, we really haven't had a problem. They're fighting to get on our stations.
Well, part of the problem we've had is the last 2 sites that we've had where there was just a crap ton of noise. Like one site had high tension voltage power lines right over the top of it, so that was mistake number one.
Right.
The other was I still don't really know. There was a couple of issues. One, we were within 1 mile of McGee Tyson Airport. That's the regional airport here. I wonder if their radar was interfering with us or something like that at some point, because you would hear a sweep every once in a while, and it was just a total weird sound. The other problem is nighttime hit, and we started getting a zip, 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 wiping everything out. All bands, 40, 80, 60, 20, all of it. Well, 60 doesn't count, but nonetheless, we shut down completely. I mean, we even cut main power to the buildings we were in to try to chase down whatever was making this sound.
Right.
We found out what it was. We had a power pole out there with a street light on it that had an arcing or something arcing in it. So, yeah.
Did you watch that video K8 MRD did when they were down there at Galveston for Memorial Day?
No, I haven't been across that yet.
They both were working their FT1Xs. Jason was using his Optima and Mike was using his Field. Everything was great. They were activating. Somebody turned on a Harbor Freight generator right by them and wiped the bands out on them.
I guarantee you a Harbor Freight generator would do that. Everything I've bought power tools wise from Harbor Freight has been junk.
Well, it was funny because they made a joke about it. Then they went and found this van with the generator on it, and sure enough, it was a Harbor Freight generator.
Let's see here. Brady says, sounds like I need a camper so I can do all-nighters at field day. I promised my wife I was going to retire from all-nighters at field day this year. Wasn't going to do it anymore. And I'm not going to do it anymore, at least this part. But I need a camper? Yes, I do. That's why you folks need to do super chats and channel memberships so we can get a camper and we can have the mobile shack. I'm all about that. Matter of fact, one of the houses we went and toured today had a pop-up, a really nice pop-up out under the carport. And I'm like, if that goes with it, we're sold. But they said it didn't. It didn't. AV says 30 FT8. Talking about 30 meters FT8. What are we asking? I'm confused there. Need more information. We'll probably go for another 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm gonna call tonight.
Yeah.
Gotta do church and all that good stuff in the morning. And we're still going around the house prepping because we know we're going to be listing probably in the next week or so. So got to have it presentable for pictures and tours and crap like that.
Oh yeah, that's always fun. You got
Mm-hmm.
towers you got to take down, or you just got antennas up?
No towers, no towers. That I'm kind of trying to think forward on that when we're house shopping. I've already told my realtor absolutely no HOA. Period.
Well,
She said,
if you go in an HOA, you can get the HOA buster from Alpha Antenna. They'll
"Yeah,
never know you got an antenna.
you sure can. You sure can. Flagpole antennas work nicely too.
Those are expensive. Do
They
you
are.
price those?
Yeah, yeah. They're not cheap. But my
I'd
dream
sell the
antenna,
house and move.
yeah, my dream antenna is the hex beam, and a hex beam will never fly in an HOA, not in a
No.
million years. So they'll be like, "What's that upside down umbrella?"
Well, it's supposed to be coming back up in Congress again to get that passed for accommodations. We'll see. I've been hearing it for a long time now.
Haven't we all? But anyway, I'm thinking forward on that. Like, I'm not ready to buy a tower and put stuff up like that yet, but I probably will be at some point in this new house. So, but yeah, I do wires. My HF antenna I run is a Chameleon Tactical Dipole 2.0 or something like that. It's nice. It works good.
I need to get some of my wires up. Right now, the only thing I'm running for HF is my Hustler 6B TV grounded mounted.
Hmm.
And I'm actually running it radialless.
I did have a Jetstream, I think it was a JT60 or something like that, vertical, and I did not like the way it propagated, so I took it down, went back to a wire. Let's see. Morgan's out later. See you, buddy.
You know what, Rodney? I'm congratulations on moving up through extra so fast.
Yeah,
And yeah, if you didn't really do a lot at field day last year, field day is definitely a blast. And I always try to tell new hams they want to figure out what they want to do to come out to field day.
you
At
got
least
that
with our
right.
club.
You get to go out and try it all. They'll
Yep.
have everything up there working. PSK,
Yep.
CW, FT8, voice, digital, all that good stuff.
Well, even on the GOTA station, we'll actually have FL Digi set up for CW, so they can actually see CW coming across the screen.
Yep. Just to reiterate, like he says, last year was my first field day, my first HF contacts on the club call. Got my tech in general in April of 24. Now an extra as of October 24th. First personal HF, Thanksgiving 2024. Looking for field day 25 to really experience it to the fullest. You're going to have a blast. And my advice is if you are healthy enough to handle the whole 24 hours, do it. Do it at least once. I mean, start to finish. That also gives you an excuse to not have to help tear down, if I'm being honest.
I mean, you think about that. He just got his license last year.
Mm-hmm.
He went to his first field day last year, made his first HF contact, and now he's running the GOTA station for the club this year.
It's a remarkable rise. A remarkable rise. I mean, for me, I got my tech in January of 2010, my general in May of 2010, but I didn't get extra until, what would that have been? 2 years ago now, May of 23. So, yeah, you rose quickly, Rodney. That's great.
When I can slow down at work and I can brush up on some of my old theory for the extra, I plan on taking it.
You're not an extra? Where'd you go, Dave? I think you froze.
Did we both drop out?
I hear you now. You're still froze, but I hear you. Now you're moving.
Well, the whole screen here went to circling both of us in StreamYard.
That's weird.
But yeah, I want to do it just so I have my extras so I can start doing some VE stuff.
Yeah,
But for the band wise,
it's not worth what you gain for the band, if you ask me.
yeah, except for there are some DX stations and stuff that are hard to get.
Right.
That you'll only get. It makes it real easy to get them in the extra band.
Right.
But I know where my limits are on the band. But most of the time, just like POTA and stuff, I go out. I'm going to start on 10 meters. I'm going to start where the technicians are.
Yep. You're going to get more contacts that way.
Well, I want them to be able to, because I had a long discussion with some guys. Well, no, I start out on 20 meters. Well, you want the technicians to learn how to do HF? Well, yeah, I do. Then start on 10 meters where they can operate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I didn't know you were just a general.
Yep.
But that just proves my theory. You're a lot smarter on the electronics and the theory side of things than I am. Yet I've got the extra class license, so anybody can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to set your mind to it.
Yep. Well, and like I said the other night, I mean, I started out. I was working on radios and stuff many years ago. And I mean, I didn't even get my general until what, 3 years ago?
Wow.
2 years ago.
It's kind of weird once you, especially for me, once I got my HF rig, that's when I dove in to learning everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got my general on a whim. Never had any intention on getting HF back in 2010. I'm like, I'm good. I'm all good on VHF, UHF. And then I started getting, I'm like, I want some more. So I bought me that 991. And then I kept getting in trouble going out of band. And I'm like, the hell with this. I'm not about to get a notice. And they will, I promise you guys, they will tell you if you're out of band. They are QRZing you every time you call CQ.
And I will tell you this: if you make the mistake and go out of band, don't let them discourage you.
Yes.
Because and I've laid into some of those guys, and I'm just spinning the dial and I hear them go off on them, and I'll ask the operator they're going off on, do you realize where you're at? No, I thought I was still in my legal operating. They make a mistake once, they don't need to be lambasted and chastised. Just let them know, hey guys, you're actually operating in the wrong. I can't log this QSO because you're not in your legal band.
Yep. It doesn't have to be. It's not lambasting or chastising or anything like that. Just, hey, go back to where you're supposed to be.
Well, that's it. So, I mean, the guys that are just getting into this, don't let those guys discourage you. Just kind of ignore them. I tell the ones that come up to me talking, they run into guys like that. I tell them to ignore them, reach out to me, and I'll explain if what they did was wrong, or if what they want to do, hey, go for it. Jump into it.
Yeah.
Because telling them not to do it or just jumping down their throats, all that's doing is driving away from our hobby.
Sure it is. Yeah, you're exactly right. All right, 11:08. I think it's about time to start shoveling this thing back. And also, I can tell the numbers of viewers are starting to come down a bit. So
yeah, it's down to 12 right now.
Yeah, people are ready to turn it in, and what do they say on the Ole Miss net? Go the other way, I guess.
Yep.
I'm getting close on my Ole Miss worked all states.
It's go the other way on the Ole Miss net.
Yeah,
I ain't been on there in a while. I needed to get on there tomorrow.
And guys, if you're not familiar with what Ole Miss is, Ole Men International Sideband Society. I think I've got that right. Is that right?
Yep,
that sounds right. Pay $10 and you're a member for life. That's it. And it's an awards net. You just get on there, call for or you get usually one call, and then you'll get a last call if you want it. Or people can call you, but people are looking for working call districts. They're looking for call states. They're looking for DX, all kinds of stuff. So if you're looking for certain contacts to get QRZ awards or the Ole Miss awards or LOTW awards, Ole Miss is great. and you ain't gonna miss that $10. Just skip a day of going and buying that Big Mac at McDonald's, and you'll be fine.
Especially when your first time ham checking into it, because not only do they start with the new guys and they give you 2 calls because you got to have 2 Ole Miss numbers to join Ole Miss, but then after that, I pretty much guarantee you everybody that's checked into the net that night is going to try the new guy.
Yep.
And you'll wind up with 50 contacts in one night.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you better have that drink next to you because you're going to be sitting there calling or getting a bunch of calls.
Yep.
But, yeah, y'all go check out Ole Miss. They have a net on pretty much all of the standard bands. I don't think they have nets on the work bands.
No, but a technician, they do have a 10-meter band.
Mm-hmm. And get 10 meters while they're getting as good on 10 meters because I have a feeling it's about to go night-night for the next 15 years.
Yeah, it won't be as open as it is, but it's typical when people say it's not open. If you don't get on in there and call, you don't know if you're going to make contact.
That's right.
It just won't be DX like it is now. It'll be more stateside and local.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, appreciate everybody coming, hanging out. We had fun tonight. I guess if you want to call it that. Nobody, not one single soul gave me a reason to play the clip tonight. I had to check and make sure Rodney didn't give me a reason to play the clip, but he did.
No, I didn't see nothing pop up.
6,500 QSOs, 853 parks, 112 DX, HOA restricted with a G90, 20 watts, single sideband, and FT8, in-fed half-wave. Wow. You're doing all right.
Well, shoot, with that G90, you could make your own HOA buster there, Rodney. You could take a coax and clip it onto that gutter system, and that G90 will tune that up for you, probably on every band.
In theory, yes. Be very careful doing that, though, because when my buddies came over here and first helped me set up HF for the first time, we tried to tune up the gutter because my wife was like, no antennas. And I ran 5-to-1 SWR on every single band.
Were you using a G90?
No, it was a 991.
Yeah, that tuner's a 3-to-1 tuner in that 991A.
Mm-hmm.
That G90, people say it's 20-to-1. No, I think it's even higher than that.
Wow.
When you can go out and just connect with coax, connect to a guardrail and tune it up. If MRD had realized he was running split when he connected up to the guardrail, he'd have probably made a contact on it. But he didn't think it was working because he was running split. When he figured that out, he took his video on where he took that out, and I've got a buddy that's got one. I mean, it will tune anything.
Well, Josh does that too. Hammer Crash Course. Will this tune up? Will that tune up?
Well, the G90 will tune it. That's the thing.
Wow. One of these days, I'm going to have to get me one, even though I'm not big into POTA and that kind of stuff. I mean, I'll pull up in my truck in the park and call them, get my 10. That's about my extent of POTA. But I'm going to have to eventually get one of these G90s. But anyway, yeah, no one gave me an excuse to play the clip tonight, so shame on y'all.
Have to see Thursday night if anybody gives Andy a reason to play fireworks.
Something like that. He does something like that and fireworks come out. Y'all check us out. We're going to have more content coming out this week. Don't really know what yet. We'll have more coming out. Probably talk about some field day stuff. Thursday night, we'll do the Ham Shack trading post and roundtable. So we've kind of readjusted the format of that show a little bit. Come by. It's going to be a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun this past week. And be ready to buy, sell, or trade. So, guys, appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you on the next episode, whenever that is. 73s, everybody. 884 WH. WSEB 6.
73.
And you know what? It's time for the freebie now that the show is over.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.